Hey, folks. Today we are talking about money with my friend, Reverend Melissa. Let's go. Oops, I wasn't ready. Let's go talk about money with Reverend Melissa. All right. See you back in a second. As soon as I find my thing. Here we go. See you in a few.
Hey, hey.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well.
Did you see
Just
me
got
try to
back from
slip
the
in?
track.
You see me try to slip in and do a little intro before the video?
Yes, I love that.
I was trying to do it. That's the second time I've tried that. That was a little awkward that time, but I'm trying to get a little bit better each time.
Yeah, practice. You'll get there.
Practice makes progress.
Yes, it does.
All right. So let's do the intro. Thank you to New York, to New Thought Media Network for allowing me for this space, this opportunity to keep growing. Thank you to Rev Melissa and Fee King and my mom and everyone else who's contributed to help me with this beautiful show. And why don't you do the part that you
Disclaimers.
the disclaimer,
Yeah, so Sekou and I are not financial advisors. We are not wealth advisors. We're not any advisors.
Yeah.
So get advice in addition to what we share. It's just our experience. And yeah.
All right. That sounded good. That sounded really good. Okay. So here we are. Another Wednesday, another Money Wednesday. And I got something I want to start with.
All right, let's go.
What comes to mind when you hear the phrase Aladdin's finger?
Aladdin's finger.
Aladdin's finger.
Well, it makes me think of something magical. Yeah, pointing to something magical.
Okay. Aladdin's finger is now my trading strategy.
Okay.
My trading strategy. I had to name it because you know when I went to see David out in LA, I got separated from everybody for a few minutes. I got separated with a couple guys, and I was trying to sound big, sound like I belonged here, right? And so I told them that I told them what I do.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, no, don't do that. And it freaked me out. I was like, oh, what? Don't do that? Oh no. And I was caught up for a while, but now I'm remembering that I was doing the Aladdin's finger, light touch, and it was working for me. And before I went to see David, I had green all the way through, like a whole week. Nothing but green. Doesn't matter how much. It was green every day. Every day. And so I have given myself back over to Aladdin's finger. I'm giving it a name because I can't find it. I can't find anybody recommending what I'm doing, but I am claiming Aladdin's finger as my trading method.
So can you describe what Aladdin finger is?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. So Aladdin's finger is me waiting for the very first what do you call it? What do they call that?
The candlestick?
Yeah, very first candlestick of the day. The very first candlestick of the day, right? So I'm looking at it beforehand. I'm looking through different stocks. I'm looking through different stocks. I'm looking for one that's kind of trending upwards, right? It's coming out of pre-market and going up. Now I came out of pre-market because Thinkorswim doesn't offer pre-market on all their stocks. They only offer pre-market on some of their stocks. So I was like, well, I don't feel like trying to get confused. Like, is it not? Like, let me just focus on, I'm catching it as it's coming out of pre-market.
Okay.
So I'm watching it. And then about 2 minutes close to 9:30 a.m., I go and I get focused. And when it comes out, I try to buy and sell immediately on the first candle. So the first candle for me is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Because for those of you that don't know, you can set the time limit for how much of the day you want to see. You can see a whole day. You see 24 hours. You see an hour, 15 minutes. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. So I have my view set for 15 minutes. So I set for 15 minutes, and I try to get in and get out. I'm talking about the same number of so $2, right? And I'm trying to come out with 201. 201. I was trying to come out right above it. And
so you're setting booby traps? Are you setting booby traps?
Yes, I'm setting booby traps. Yes, I am setting booby traps. I buy it, and then I set the booby trap right above it, and then I get out. So for today, I did this one. I forget what the name of it was, because it doesn't matter what it is when you're playing with penny stocks. So I got the stock at 2. Well, let's just use the same number. So I got it 2, and then I set it I put the booby trap at 201, and then I got out. Then I came to prepare for the show. See, he sit here with Tiger. Oh, wait a minute. That's all. My parents okay.
This is Davey.
I just called your cat. My parents okay. Davey, I just called you. Man, wow.
And Davey has a collar now.
Oh, man. Yes, he's back. He's back. Okay, so. Anyway, so that's the magician's finger, the Aladdin's
finger. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So I have to confess, I haven't been trading lately. I'm not really sure why. I just haven't been. And I guess I've been very focused on rebuilding my emergency fund. I've been very focused on that, because most of it went with stuff that had to get done in the house, emergency stuff, electrical things that had to get done in the house. So I'm going to start again. Going to start again. And
yeah, you might want to take a percentage of what you're doing for the housing, like take a small percentage and move that over to your trading account, because you've got a small trading account, right? Like $25 or so. Like, you want to get that up a little bit.
So my trading, so I got $25. I haven't traded with any of my money. So I haven't put any of my personal money into trading. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen up, folks. Listen to her.
Because when Sekou joined Rebull, Davey, thank you.
Yeah.
When Sekou joined Webull, I used his link to open up my own account, and they funded it with $25 that I could use to trade.
Right.
So now I'm
Right.
up to, I think, $37.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. But now that you know it works, you might want to put some money invest a little bit. Like, or not, depending upon you. But I would
Oh,
I would
wait,
try to
let me
get like,
correct that. I have $35.36. So I
okay.
basically earned $10.
Yes, you did. You did. Now I want to say, because I think it was you that asked me how much do I need to trade, and
Yes.
I've been suggesting $100 as a minimum, just because what you're going to do if you do it right is to use 2%, 2% of the total amount you have in there. So at $100, that's like $2. Like, that's what you're supposed to be spending, $2. I don't know how you do it, Mel. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I
But
had a couple that were good. I think the highest trade I had, one was like $1.12, and then I had one that was big. I don't know, it's like $7 or something. Because I had set a ridiculous, what you call, booby trap.
Yeah.
And even when I set it, the system said, "Oh, that's really high," based
Yeah.
on where it was. And I was like, "I don't care. I'm gonna keep it there." And it hit it. And it took a while, but it hit it. So I have 3 open positions right now
Yeah.
in Repo,
Yeah. That's great. That's
but
great.
they all in the red. So I'm just holding.
Yeah, just holding on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've discovered, I got tripped up recently. Last week it was, by the fact that I saw that I traded for $12. That's my biggest trade so far, $12.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, $12? Well, shoot, I can do that now. And I did it, and luckily I came out of it, but it wasn't favorable. Like, I came out of it, but it left me shook. So what I decided though, is better to win $1 that you know what's going on versus $12 that you don't know how you did it. That's my new thing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I guess my thing is, if I see that I'm not going to make any money, I hold.
Okay.
I hold because I'm patient. So
Yeah.
I'll just wait it out.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And as long as you got your boot trap still set, because
Yes.
this happened to me. This happened to me recently. Last week. Matter of fact, that's what the app, that trade I was just telling you about triggered for me. So I tried to do a $12 bid, and I went in for $12, and I set my booby trap, but I didn't set it at the right pullout. So I went back, and it had come up past my booby trap, and I was like, "What? You didn't sell?" And I was like, "Oh man!" And so I said it again. And luckily it came past it again. But you got to make sure you got the right button selected.
Well, yeah, because I did that once as well. And what I
Yes.
discovered was, because I'm looking at Webull right now. And so there's a it's called time and force. And you can either set it to day or good to canceled. So if the order has
Yes.
not been filled, it will be canceled up to 60 natural days after the order is placed. But if you have it placed on day, it cancels after 8 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make sure that you're on a 60-day instead of the
Yes.
1 day.
Yes.
Yeah. And you got to remember to check regularly so that you don't miss the deadline for 60 days.
Yeah. So what I do is I just put an alert in my calendar for the
Yes,
60th
that's
day
smart.
in case it doesn't sell.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Well,
So that's what
that's
I'm
what I
doing
got,
right
folks.
now.
Huh?
That's what I'm doing. I'm just holding.
Well, that's what I'm doing with Aladdin's finger. Aladdin's finger. I think I keep changing the A name too. I think I said Aladdin sometimes. Sometimes I say abracadabra, but a light touch, a very light touch. First, what'd you call it? The first box, the first
candlestick.
Candlestick, the first candlestick of the day, and then we just see how it goes.
So when you say the first candlestick of the day, are you saying the first candlestick that's green?
Whether it's well, yes. In my case, yes, I'm looking for green. Green. So it might go red, but I'm betting that it's going to go green because I'm only betting on green because the red is the bear here. The red, he's trying to take your money. Bear's trying to take your money. He's trying to take your money. So I'm not messing with bear at all. I'm not messing with bear at
all. Okay. So let's play this out because based on, how volatile the stock market is right now, some days more than others. If things are bear, meaning down, and it's a stock like Apple, for example, wouldn't you buy because it's bear? Because that's a stock that more than likely is going to go bull.
No. I found out this whole thing is called short selling. It's this whole thing about buying when it goes down. Buying when it goes down. Buying when it goes down.
Yeah, that was like GameStop.
Yeah. Yes. And so if you saw the movie, you saw the guy go, "Oh my goodness, I'm losing so much money." And his wife got involved and she's like, "How much did you lose?" He said, "Everything." And he's like, "Everything?" He's like, "Everything." Because once it goes down, there's no limit. There's no limit to how low it can go. You just completely beholden to whatever happens out there in the world. So people went bankrupt by buying down. But if you go buy up, you buy up for whatever amount you spend. So you spend $50. If you lose all $50, you lose all $50. But going down, that's what I know. I know that going down means it's expensive, and so I deleted it from my mind. I deleted it from my mind. I do not need to know what this is. So one time when I was out visiting David, I asked this guy, "What is short selling?" He started telling me, and I was like, "Oh, I knew this. I used to know this," and I deleted it. And I deleted it so thoroughly that it took him telling me for me to remember it. And then I was like, "Oh, delete again." Because I do not want to know. I do not want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think if I ever bought when it was going down. I'm not sure. I think I have, because I still have a couple of individual stocks, like in Cash App.
Okay.
That I might have bought at least one when it was going down, and then it went up.
Yeah.
But it's your risk tolerance.
Yeah. I don't understand how it keeps on going and doesn't end, but it does. And I've heard so many people talk about it that I'm just like, So David lost $150,000.
Wow.
Yes, $150,000, and he stopped it right there. He was like, "All right, I'm done." He got out of 150, and then it went further south, and all the people he knew who were traders at the time all got out of the game. They're like, "Okay, it took all my money. I'm done." And he stopped, and they went to something else. I was like, "That's all I need to hear. I do not need to mess with that. I do not need to mess with that at all. I will always be chasing the bull going up, up,
okay.
up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Risk tolerance.
So you mentioned think or swim.
Think or swim, yes.
So what platform is that?
Thinkorswim is Charles Schwab. It's one of the main things that's held under the umbrella of Charles Schwab. And so Charles Schwab, every brokerage is different. So Webull is different than Thinkorswim. They're just different. You got to remember this. Everyone's going to be different. So if you go over to a new one and try to do the same thing, you're going to burn yourself. I've burned myself a few times, right? But you've got to give yourself like a month of trying things on the new platform before you get used to it, right? And so what I noticed is that on Thinkorswim, it shows the stocks that it will trade overnight, the pre-market. It'll show them, but they only goes down to like $4, right? Meanwhile, on Webull, it shows me stocks are like 20 cents, right? And then if I look for that stock over here on Think or Swim, I find it, but it doesn't give it to me organically. I got to look for it. I was like, okay, all right. So I got to go over here first and then go over here and find it. And so I've gotten used to that. I go open both in the morning and I look at one, look at the other, look at one, look at the other. And I see what's here that isn't showing up here, but then I search for it and then they'll show up.
Okay. So what's the benefit of you doing both?
The number of trades you get. So, so you only get 3. I say 3. The machine says 4. I say 3. I ain't messing with y'all. I am not messing with y'all. I'm saying 3 trades per week. That's it, right? But so now if I got Webull and Thinkorswim, I've got 6. So that's enough. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. You can do 8 if you want, but I'm doing 6.
Okay. So you put safeguards in, which is good.
Get my own personal safeguards. Yeah. Because there's all these people talking about how they blew up an account. They blew up this account. They blew up this account. I'm like, blew up? What you mean? What you mean you blew up? Right? And it turns out that means that they spent all the money in an account. I went to 0. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And then you lose the money, then you have to find more money to put into it. I was like, I'm not doing that. So I am keeping my buckets. Keep my buckets tight. Tight. So yeah, I'm keeping it tight.
So then what would you advise someone who is brand spanking new to do Webull or to do you need a Charles Schwab account to do Thinkorswim?
Yeah, you need one. But my honest advice would be to convince yourself it's not a scam. That would be my first advice.
Okay, I believe it's not a scam. I believe I can make some money. What would be the very first thing that I do?
Okay, I would put $100 in Webull and $100 in Thinkorswim. I would do both at the same time. Now, if you already got stock with Charles Schwab, you've already got it. Like it's automatic. I blew me away that it was automatic. I was like, I can trade right now. Like the day that I found out about it, I can trade right then. So you can trade based on that. And you can, farm some out to be a smaller account or just use the account that you got. Like mine is trading off of my Roth IRA. Yeah, my Roth IRA. But I didn't even know that you could trade off of your Roth. I was like, my Roth? I can trade on that? Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, I would look at what you have at Charles Schwab and then decide what you want to trade on. And then take $100 and put it over here at Webull. And I would look at both of them at the same time every morning. And then I would recommend your Aladdin Spinker. You the last finger and just keep on doing it with me because I do it every day because I've got to sample it every day. The stocks, the speed, the everything every day. And so I was doing before was waiting for something to come along every once in a while, but that's not enough for me. I need to be in it, be in it. And so that's why I developed my what do I call it?
Aladdin's finger.
Aladdin's finger, yeah.
Yeah.
Aladdin's finger.
Yeah, what you just said is really important because when I went to look at my Weeble, it looked foreign to me because I haven't been in it so long. And I was like,
yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. Same thing happened to me. And I was like, what? What? So you got to stay constant. You got to stay vigilant. You got to, even if you're only betting on 1 cent, you get in there every day. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I will do that. I will look at it every day because if you don't, it's like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes. Now I know what I was doing.
He is not doing that. He's so serious. Oh, probably not doing 4.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I'm not messing with y'all. I am not messing with y'all. I'm gonna keep my section clear.
So I want to go back to LA for a moment.
Yeah.
So your experience there fine-tuned your system for yourself, because it doesn't sound like you're doing anything different before you went to LA to now. It sounds like it just made you more confident about trusting your system, which is really important.
What happened for me is that I learned that it's not a system, that's not a scam. Like I had
Really?
Yes, I still had most of it in, but I had to meet somebody. I had to shake their hand. I had to sit eye to eye with them and listen to all the things they were talking about before I really got it. Then I was like, okay, this is for real.
I'm so surprised by that, Sekou.
Yeah, I was like, I hope, but I needed to meet somebody in person. And hearing David's stories about going from the bus to an Uber everywhere, just like they resonated with me. And I was like, okay. Yeah, that's good. And his stories about him fighting a tumor and being able to pay off all his medical bills. Like what? And so that got me going too. So yeah, it's I needed to see somebody in person. So that's what it was for me. And then I got all scared. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I got scared about what I was going to do. I don't know, like all that stuff for it to flow out. But now I'm out here naming my own strategy. I'm out here naming my own. Can you imagine the arrogance?
It don't sound like arrogance. It sounds like confidence.
Yeah, the confidence. Yes, I am naming my own strategy. Naming my own. Like, yeah, that's just my thing. You know,
I love it.
That's really great.
So, Sekou, before we run out of time, can we share some things that are coming up?
Please.
I got you. So tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, join us for a very special community cafe. This is through Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual leader, and Sekou is going to be sharing just a little bit about transforming from pain to power by investing in himself and the stock market. So it's just a little teaser, y'all.
Yeah.
Because next we're going to have a whole book study the months of May and June, every Wednesday in May and June at 7 p.m., starting May 7th. And so get the book now, Hack Your Pain Now. You can get it in paperback, ebook, and audio format. So get it now so you're ready May 7th to start the book study journey with the author, Sekou Writes.
Yes.
And it's by Love Offering, and 100% of the Love Offering will go to Sekou. So please join us.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. And Jan came up to me on Sunday and was like, I got so many questions. I was like, really? She got, I got 1,001 questions. I was like, wow, that's really great that people are finding things that resonate with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she told me that she read it. And I said, you read it before the book study?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. She said she was just going to start it. And then she just got caught up and wound up reading the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. You hear that, folks? She got caught up and read the whole thing.
Because that first sentence, which is, I tried to kill myself in December of 2019.
Yeah.
That's that serious. Right there. The first sentence.
That's serious.
You want to find out what happens.
Yeah, that's serious. That's serious.
Yeah.
That's our bees. That's our bees.
So it's quite a story, and it's quite it's not just a story, it's also tools that you can use. Because it's the 10 commandments. What do you call it, Sekou? It's an emergency survival guide and 10 easy commandments.
10 easy commandments. Yeah, and it's used for anything. Like I used it to get over my stroke.
Yep.
But you can use it for anything that you feel hurt about.
Yeah.
If you're pain about anything.
Anything. Past or present.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sekou. Hey, P King.
So we're doing the so I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight.
Rockland CSL. Let me put the go to rocklandcsl.org, and I'll just put up the banner for that real quick. rocklandcsl.org. Tonight is completely free, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
That's right. And I'll be talking to you then.
All right,
folks. Thanks, Reverend Mel.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Peace.